Good afternoon everybody, and welcome to another episode of Koi Kit. This is part 3, and today we're going to talk about bottom drains. Now, as I've said in the past, this is specifically about what I have, and I'm not saying that what I have is the best you can get, but it was a choice that I made and I'm sticking with that. So what is a bottom drain? What does it do? Why should you have one? Let's have a little look, shall we? So, here's a typical pond. You've seen it many times before. And I need to transfer this water to the filters. I could have done it pump fed, but a pump, for me, with an impeller inside a pond, personally, no, not a big fan. Any weed, any debris, fish poo, anything like that will go into the pump and get macerated, and it's very difficult for the filter to then grab hold of it. However, a bottom drain at the centre of the pond, and as the name suggests, right at the bottom of the pond, will take the water at the lowest point along with all your crud and rubbish and feces and take it into your filter. That would be a gravity fed system. Permutations of a bottom drain. I have what they call a Spindrifter. So it's basically a 38 centimetre disc that sits on top, for want of a better word, a bucket. The bucket has a 4-inch socket and a 1-inch socket. The 4-inch socket is to connect direct to a filter, and the 1-inch socket is a direct air feed to operate the Spindrifter. The Spindrifter is a 38 centimetre circular disc that sits on top of a spigot which has a air intake. On the top of the 38 centimetre disc is a 34 centimetre EPDM rubber gasket. Now this gasket, for want of a better word, has, I think they said, about 4,000 splits in it. This enables all the air to pass through it and rise to the surface, as you've seen here. The air is pumped from, and what I use is just an EA 70 litres per minute pump, and it provides aeration for the pond. Do you need the aeration? Not specifically from a Spindrifter, but you will need it at some point and in some manner somewhere in your pond, especially for high temperatures. When the disc is placed over the top of the bottom drain, what kind of gap do I need to leave in order to create a good draw that pulls the rubbish down to the bottom drain? Now, I've got fairly fat fingers, and I reckon about 12 to 15 millimeters would be absolutely fine. So basically, when I push down, I basically trap my finger ends underneath it from all 4 fingers, using my thumbs to press that top down, and that works a treat, so I've always stuck with that. Sizes of bottom drains. I've had quarantine tanks that have had 2-inch bottom drains in, but no aeration. Basically a simple version of a Spindrifter. There is 3-inch versions, 4-inch versions, 4-inch twin versions. I wish I'd have had a 4-inch twin version, but I just didn't. Cost. Yeah, as ever, owning a koi pond, you're always going to be suffering the cost implication. The cost, I've seen them as little as, I think, £95, but you can see them go up to about 140, 150. So no surprises in this thing. Construction. How does it sit in the bottom of your pond? Basically, you put your 4-inch pipe in, your 1-inch direct air pipe in, and then you bury it in concrete. It's a sad end. You will never see it again, but it works an absolute treat. Do you need a bottom drain? No, as we stated before, you can have it pump fed, and you can throw a pump in your water and pump it direct up to a filter and have that feeding gravity fed back into your pond. We will now have a look inside the greenhouse to see where it comes through. So here we are in the greenhouse, and as you can see there is a 4-inch slide valve, and that comes directly through the floor of the concrete into my easy pod, and that's it. Everything else is buried in concrete. The smaller 1-inch pipe that comes up alongside it is my direct air supply. I'll just move my hose. This is my direct air supply. Fitting a hose, follow all that way round, and that goes directly into that EA pump, cunningly marked up air dome. So that's the interior of it. What else can we discuss? What about when things go wrong? And I'm going to put a little bit of a video on just to demonstrate when things go wrong. And followed by a video of what it looks when things go right. Pros and cons. For me, gravity fed and bottom drains are the way forward. My bottom drain with a 4-inch pipe attached to it can handle 3,600 gallons an hour. Fortunately, I am nowhere near that amount, but you may need that turnover of 3,600. What happens when you need more than 3,600? What happens if you have a larger pond? Then you're going to need more than one bottom drain. I would suggest anybody that has a substantially long pond think very carefully about adding 2, maybe 3 bottom drains. They will provide you with good service and hopefully a very clean floor of your pond. It might not be obvious to start with, but the floor of my pond, just with a little bit of algae, is fairly clean of any other debris. The draw on the bottom drain is sufficient for me. So I think that's about covers it. If I can think of anything else, I'll just add on it as a bit of an addendum. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. If you have any questions about bottom drains, please let me know. So of course, as soon as you finish the video, you think about something else to say. Benching the bottom of your pond to accept a bottom drain. Yeah, I like that idea. Mine is flat. It's not the biggest pond in the world, and there's sufficient draw to pull from 3 foot either side. It's only 6 foot wide. If you have a wider pond or a longer pond, to bench the bottom of your pond will certainly assist a bottom drain. The air that flows from a Spindrifter will naturally come to the surface and move out and around. That's basically grabbing all the debris that floats in the water, capturing it in some kind of current and giving the skimmer and the bottom drain a good chance to grab hold of it and take it to your filter. I'd never be without a bottom drain. No chance. I wouldn't even have a pond unless it had a bottom drain. Always got to remember that cost plays a part, space plays a part, knowledge plays a part. People don't have enough knowledge. I certainly don't. They don't have enough money. I certainly don't. Or time. They might want a simple pond or even a simple water feature, throw a pump in, good to go. And you should be happy with that. But like I said at the start of the video, personally wise, I've had 5 ponds, 3 have been pump fed with, struggling to get water quality, water clarity, but my 4th pond in Leeds and now my 5th pond in Peterborough with bottom drains, I couldn't go back to pump fed because of the results I'm achieving. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. I'm struggling to think about anything else that I could mention. I dare say there'll be some things that I've missed out, so please put in the comments anything that I need to add to it. I might need to do another addendum like Koi Kit Part 2. But you know where I am. I'm here. If you need some help and I can help you, I'll let you know. If I can't, I'll try to put you onto somebody who can. Anyway, have a nice day. Take care.